Hey guys, it's another news dump.
Yeah. Is that our new intro forever?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Let's keep that.
We used to talk about eating cereal on Saturday morning, and now we just fart.
No, if it's just a big poop joke.
Whatever. Tomorrow is the 87th Annual Academy Awards, aka the Oscars, aka the biggest movie award show of the year. Which actors, directors, and films will be declared the best of the year?
Well, probably not any of the ones that we would pick,
Nope.
because our tastes most likely don't line up with the overwhelmingly rich, old, white, and male voters who decide these things.
Exactly.
But we still want to win our office betting pool, so rather than
Exactly.
go with our instincts, let's take a trip to Las Vegas and see what the odds makers think.
Yeah, actually, let's skip that horribly monotonous 7-hour drive through the shittiest parts of California's desert and just take a look at the betting odds on aggregator site oddschecker.com.
So according to their analysis, Best Picture is gonna go to Boyhood with 39% of bets, but Birdman's odds aren't trailing too far behind with 32%. Everyone else is fucked.
Man, that's a rough one. I don't agree with Boyhood, though. Best Director is basically the same. Boyhood's Richard Linklater has the best odds with 46% of the bets, with Birdman's Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu not far behind with 38%. And again, everyone else is pretty fucked.
Yep, the graph is not really doing anyone else any favors. The odds for Best Actor are a little more spread out, but Theory of Everything's Eddie Redmayne leads with 36% of the bets, and Birdman's Michael Keaton comes in second with 30%.
Yeah. And Best Actress looks like it'll go to Julianne Moore for Still Alice with 53% of the bets in her favor. Gone Girl's Rosamund Pike and Wild's Reese Witherspoon have the second and third best odds, but those odds are just 17 and 15%.
Looks like Julianne Moore's gonna get it.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons is probably gonna take Best Supporting Actor by a landslide.
Yeah, that's fucking good news. I agree with that. Whiplash was incredible. What a
Yeah.
masterpiece.
And it looks like Patricia Arquette also is gonna win Best Supporting Actress by a big margin.
Yeah, I will say that before I saw Whiplash, I thought that Birdman and Edward Norton should win. But after seeing Whiplash, if J.K. Simmons doesn't win, it's going to be a travesty.
Yeah. So they got all the other Oscar categories figured out over there, but there's also plenty of other shit to gamble on too.
Yeah.
For example, you can bet on whether the Best Actor or Actress winners will cry during their acceptance speech, or swear during their acceptance speech.
Exactly.
Or whether Kanye West will storm the stage during any award presentation.
Yeah, these are prop bets. They're always fun. So if you love gambling, there's plenty of ways to make tomorrow's Oscars interesting. Just be aware that these odds aren't always right, though they've got a pretty solid track record.
Yeah.
So go forth and blow some money, but not before we finish this dump. Just sit tight.
Yeah, because we're definitely not done talking about big Hollywood circle jerks.
Nope.
Sometimes they're not even in Hollywood. They're 2,500 miles away in New York, but they're still circle jerks all the same.
Last Sunday was SNL's 40th anniversary extravaganza, and the 3.5-hour special, which featured dozens of cast members and guests from the entire history of the show, went about as well as you'd expect.
Yeah, it was pretty hit or miss, and it was indeed a giant circle jerk. But there were still a few good moments in there, like when they revisited their old Celebrity Jeopardy segment from the 90s, put Will Ferrell back in his Alex Trebek mustache, Daryl Hammond back in his Sean Connery beard, and Norm Macdonald back in his giant Burt Reynolds cowboy hat.
Actually, his name is Turd Ferguson.
Oh, right.
The end of the segment featured Kenan Thompson as Bill Cosby in a video daily double that they shot a few months ago and forgot to get rid of. But Norm Macdonald revealed on Twitter this week that Eddie Murphy was originally supposed to make his first appearance on SNL in decades as Cosby in this.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. Turns out Eddie Murphy knew it would be a great, hilarious moment, but he didn't want to kick a man when he's down. As Norm Macdonald says, Eddie Murphy is not like the rest of us. Eddie does not need the laughs. He's the coolest, a rock star, even in a room with actual rock stars.
Now, Murphy deciding against doing the bit doesn't necessarily mean he's a Cosby supporter, but that didn't stop Bill Cosby from publicly thanking him, saying through a spokesperson, "I am very appreciative of Eddie and I applaud his actions." Oh, nobody know about
Bill, don't bring me into this.
Yeah.
So I think Eddie probably just didn't want his first appearance on SNL since the 80s to be as an alleged serial rapist, but Cosby actually acknowledging the whole thing makes it much more awkward now.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just one part of Norm Macdonald's long and insightful string of tweets about the SNL special. It basically reads like an essay, and it's worth reading if you're interested in the behind-the-scenes aspects of SNL.
Yeah, and Norm Macdonald's he's great on Twitter. He did that whole Breaking Bad fan theory of his that probably the best fan theory out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, while the whole ongoing Bill Cosby scandal is still just allegations and hasn't led to anything legal yet, actor Emile Hirsch is in a whole lot of trouble for something that definitely happened.
Yeah, last month at Sundance Film Festival, Hirsch, who's known for starring in movies like Into the Wild, Speed Racer, and The Girl Next Door, basically tried to kill a female Paramount executive in the middle of a nightclub.
Yeah, he pretty much just got really drunk and went up to her and called her a rich kid who shouldn't be at Sundance.
Wow.
And then she tried walking away and he grabbed her from behind, threw her on the ground and put her in a chokehold.
Okay, Emile. She said she was already starting to black out before bystanders pulled Hirsch off of her. Hirsch was of course arrested and now faces up to 5 years in prison for third-degree felony aggravated assault.
Yeah, he's since checked into rehab, and because this is something that happened in a crowded nightclub with dozens of witnesses, his legal defense at this point is, I was wasted.
Yeah. His spokesperson said Emile consumed an enormous amount of alcohol on the evening in question, and he has no memory of what happened.
So, yeah. I mean, Hirsch is a pretty good actor, but beating the shit out of a female Hollywood studio executive has got to have some career repercussions, I would imagine.
Although it didn't for Chris Brown, really. Whatever. But that's music. That's different. Hirsch's career prospects are probably still better than those of Hunter Moore, aka the piece of human garbage who created the revenge porn site Is Anyone Up? Now, we talked about this before.
We've covered him quite a bit.
But this is a new development, and we don't have room on Tech Tuesday and Weekly Weird. We got to keep that fresh, so we're putting it in the news dump.
But we told you last week about another California man who was the first person to be sent to prison here for revenge porn, and although Hunter Moore wasn't tried for the same specific crime, it looks like he'll also be spending a few years behind bars.
Good! Moore pled guilty to felony hacking because not only was his website a place where assholes could post nude photos and personal information of women they didn't like, I guess. No, that wasn't enough apparently, because Moore also paid someone to hack into people's computers and emails to find even more incriminating nudes. What a piece of shit.
Terrible. Anyway, he now faces 2 to 7 years in federal prison and might also have to pay a $500,000 fine.
I don't know how he's gonna pay for that. Whatever.
Start another website, I guess.
He'll also probably be on probation for a couple of years after his release, and during that time, he'll only be allowed to access the internet with the approval of his parole officer, which he probably won't give it to him.
No. So good riddance.
Yeah, bye.
Anyway, we've spent way too much time talking about rape, assault, and revenge porn in this episode, so let's get back to what really matters. Little Caesars is gonna start selling a pizza with bacon for a crust.
We did it!
I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it.
My waistline continues to expand. I wonder why. My heart's gonna explode out of my chest very soon.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. That's a pizza wrapped in 3.5 feet of delicious, crispy bacon. And yes, it only costs $12.
And yes, one slice of this pizza has 450 calories.
Woo.
So get ready to get fat even faster than before.
Hooray, we did it. I wish they would make, like, you remember bubble tape where it was 6 feet of bubble gum? They should do that with bacon. Why not?
I'm sure there's a machine that could cut bacon in endless string.
Just they stitch it together at some point. Just like, it'll be well worth it. Anyways, guys, I guess that's all we have for News Dump this week. What are your Oscar predictions below? And then you can check back tomorrow and see if you were completely fucking wrong. Like,
and how angry are you that this bacon wrapped pizza won't be available in time for the Oscars?
And that Little Caesars doesn't deliver anymore.
What, they don't?
No, they haven't delivered in years. They're you go there and pick it up kind of place.
But it's so cheap now.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the hot and ready, that's right.
Yeah, the hot and readies. Anyways, that's enough product placement for us for now.
I gotta go take care of my own hot and ready.
Yeah.
Well,
see you guys next time. Oh, don't forget, we have our podcast with the Schmoes tomorrow, airing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's fun. We talk about movies and stuff. And, you know, I just want to say, like, we are getting sponsors for this podcast thing because it does take a lot of time to produce, and it is, you know, kind of stressful getting all these guests in and getting them filmed in time and everything. So we do have sponsors on those videos. I hope that you guys understand that we need sponsors to make them exist, and we're sorry, but at least the sponsors we're getting, we actually like the products that we're promoting. So it's cool, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.